Welcome to Movement Charts for the weekly analysis. Starting the analysis with SPY. On Friday, SPY printed a large bearish candle after opening gap down, and it was down more than 2.5%. That is $19.54 in one trading session, and closed below the 20 EMA on daily time frame. Earlier on Thursday session, it printed a bullish piercing candle, taking support from 9 EMA on daily time frame, trapping bulls to push the price down on Friday. The bearish RSI divergence played out very well after rejecting very hardly from the RSI 70 level when it printed this bullish piercing candle. Now that the price is closed below 20 EMA as well as broke down this rising wedge pattern and invalidating this fair value gaps. So if price retraces back and rejected from this resistance level or 20 EMA, then it will come and test this support level or even these gaps at 724 level. Looking at the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, SPY printed a large bearish engulfing candle after the previous week's small bullish candle. If you look at the price action on the weekly, from the March low, price moved sharply with the back-to-back green candles, but then the size of the green candles started becoming smaller for last 3 weeks, and especially last week candle, it gapped up and closed as a small candle, and this week it printed a large bearish engulfing candle and closed slightly below the 5 EMA on weekly time frame. Looking at the FIB retracement levels, the next support level we have is around 729.5, which is in between this fair value gap as well as the 9 EMA. And if you look at the daily time frame, which is right below these two support level, and we have a fair value gap on daily time frame within this weekly fair value gap zone, which may act as a support to retrace back and test these resistance levels around 750. We had this kind of large red candles during this uptrend even in the past also, like when we had here in August 2025 when it gapped down, but then in the next day itself bulls stepped in and closed above the 20 EMA, which led another major move upside. And this one we have here on October 2025, which is more or less similar to last Friday's session. But on this scenario also, bulls stepped on very next day and brought the price back above 20 EMA in the following few trading sessions. And after the 20 EMA started acting as a support, it again went up. So unless if the price closes above 744, 745, which is 50% of this bearish candle printed on Friday, and reclaim about 20 EMA and daily time frame, the next few trading sessions, SPY will be on a pullback to test this support levels of 729, followed by one around this 710 and 712 level. Looking at the hourly time frame, on the hourly time frame, price opened right below this rising wedge channel trend line, and then it continued move down for the complete trading session and closed right below the 200 SMA on hourly time frame, and the RSI is oversold level on the hourly time frame. So if price is able to hold this 200 SMA support on the hourly time frame and able to close above this lower high on 15 minutes time frame, which is around 745, then the price action may continue with its longer time frame of uptrend. Like as we discussed on the daily time frame, if price is able to close above this resistance around 744 45 level and reclaim 20 EMA on daily time frame, it will intact to its uptrend. On the other hand, if price shows rejections around this resistance level of 750, chances are high to form the right shoulder for this head and shoulder pattern. Moving on to Walmart. So Walmart, after breaking down from this lower time frame pricing with channel on the earnings day, it pulled price, came all the way down to break this larger time frame rising with channel as well to test the 200 SMA on daily time frame, and it funded a morning star candlestick pattern to retrace back and to retest this trend line breakdown as well as this resistance level, and printed a shooting star candle at this place. If Walmart rejects from this level with a follow through bearish engulfing candle, then the chances are there to test the support at 110 or even to fill these gaps and test this support at 107, followed by we have one another support at 103.64. This resistance level where it printed this shooting star candle or a gravestone doji candle is important because that is the neckline of this double top pattern setup, as well as retest of this larger time frame trend line along with the liquidity above this bearish candle, even though it is gapped up on Thursday and the 9 EMA, and we have this 20 EMA overhead resistance also. The only good thing is it printed a bullish candlestick pattern at 200 SMA. You'll have to watch how price reacts to this fair value gap it formed near to that 200 SMA level on daily time frame. If price invalidates this fair value gap, then the possibilities are higher to test the support at 107 or even 103. Looking at the weekly time frame, in the weekly time frame, after breaking down from this rising wedge pattern, last week it printed a bullish candle to test the neckline of this double top setup as well as this trend line breakout, and price is trading below the 20 EMA on a weekly time frame also. So unless if price reclaims into this pattern as well as 20 EMA and weekly time frame, Walmart, it will be a downtrend to test this previous all-time breakout around 103 104 level. If bulls are able to print another strong bullish candle closing above 20 EMA as well as closing inside this pricing with channel, then its larger time frame uptrend will be intact. Looking at knee, so on the weekly time frame, knee printed a hammer candle testing this previous resistance breakout level, which now acting as a support and also taking support from this trend line. Looking at the daily time frame, so on the daily time frame, price is at the support of this trend line as well as 200 SMA. You can also see that RSI took support at 30 level. It took support on this trend line 1, 2, 3, and this is the fourth time it is testing this support. And looking at the hourly time frame from the lower time frame, you can see this descending channel breakout and retested with the bullish engulfing candle, and 20 EMA on the hourly time frame started providing support. So possibilities are there to test This resistance at 89 or even to fill this gap at 92.5. Looking at Soxel, the semiconductor bull 3x ETF. The Soxel printed a strong red candle of 30.5% down in a single trading session, and it also broke down of this uptrend line, closed below 20 EMA and the daily time frame, aligning with the overall market trend on Friday session. Currently it is at this lower time frame support level, so this may help to go and test this resistance level of 2.45, 2.4 or 2.5. Unless a daily candle closure above this resistance level or 20 EMA, chances are there for more downside. Because looking at the weekly time frame, last week it gapped up, creating exhaustion cap, and this week it printed a large inverted hammer at this resistance level. After this vertical move up, doesn't look good like one we have here. After this gap up, it printed a small shooting star candle with a follow through large bearish candle, led the price move down from 46.5 to 7. Possibilities are there for price to test this 20 EMA or even to come and test this previous resistance breakout around 70. This is on the weekly time frame, so it will take its own time. This 20 EMA is aligning to this 61.8% retracement between this all-time high and this swing low from April 2025. We can also have this trend line to see how price reacts to this if it retraces back all the way here. So unless if price comes to the 20 EMA and weekly time frame, which is around 116, 117 level, which aligns to this inverse fair value gap area, also between the golden fib level from the swing low to swing high. I would stay away from this. But if price managed to close above 205, 206, reclaiming the 20 EMA and daily time frame, then we'll review the price action at that time to see how it looks like. Looking at Adobe. So Adobe is on the monthly time frame trading near the 200 SMA and RSA near the 30 level. If you look at the daily time frame, it was consolidating between this gap and this 234 support level and this resistance at 256.57, and it also had a manipulation here. Then it came down to fill that gap as well. It also broke out of this symmetrical triangle pattern on June 1st, trapping the early buyers. Now price pulled all the way back down inside this pattern and testing this resistance and the 20 EMA and daily time frame. So if price takes support of this 20 EMA as well as this large fair value gap level and manages to break above this trend line once again, then there are high chances to test this resistance at 290 or even this 200 SMA around 300. Top scheduled to release its earning on Thursday 11 after hours, I think. You can also see this inverted head and shoulder pattern breakout. Now price is retesting this previous breakout level. Also this aligns to the lower time frame golden fib level, and price is trading within this large fair value gap as well as 20 EMA support. So we need another doji candle followed by a huge green candle, or yeah, bullish engulfing candle breaking through this symmetrical triangle pattern once again. Thank you so much for watching.